Happiness leads to success, not the other way around. Success comes from the progressive realization of worthy ideals and goals. Goals worth achieving take time. The more worthy the goal, the longer it will take to achieve. In order to achieve your goals, you must want them as much as the air that you breathe. You must have belief and faith that your goals and desires are of as much abundance as the air you breathe. They are what keep you alive. Every day, every little decision that you make must get you closer to them and not farther away. Apply your signature strengths and appreciate others' differences and opinions, creating synergy. Double your failure rate and learn from your mistakes to achieve your goals and desires. Stay in your flow while you're doing this. When leisure time gives you thrills, stimulating your brain, and you get up and go. When the challenge meets the skills, and it's fun like a game, you're in your flow, not afraid, getting paid, doing you do today. Cage blame, play those tools, play life's game. Getting fulfillment when you unwind, improving your skills and using your mind. You better humankind. Building on what you know. Helping many other people go, time after time, to stay in your flow. Real magic. Reading number 16. How you doing? What's up, Peace Machine? You ready for reading number 16? So I went to that on Thursday night. I was talking about how I was going to return that book, the Bhagavad Gita. And I went to that thing. It was pretty good. I mean, the chanting was good. You know, the Krishna thing. The chanting was good. The speaker wasn't that great. I put it all on my social media, and then I deleted it because the speaker wasn't very good. Focusing too much on fear and whatever. I mean, he's young, but he did mention that the Krishnas, you know, what they like to focus on peace and stuff like that. So there was a couple of good things in there. Anyway, let's get to this reading. I did give out the food that night because I told some people the previous night that I would be there, so I felt like I had to be there to do that. And that went pretty good. It's getting better all the time. And I just drove to the Krishna thing instead of riding my electric skateboard, so that way I could do both of them. Okay, I'm glad I drove. Drive back. The ride back on my skateboard wouldn't have been much fun at night. So anyway, let's get to this reading. Using your mind to manifest prosperity. You are now on a path of working toward reversing scarcity consciousness to one of prosperity. This is largely a mental game. You must convince yourself that you and only you are responsible for the pictures in your mind. You must know how very powerful your picturing process is in creating the material world that you experience. In sports, those who excel beyond their peers picture in advance how they want to hit, place, and kick the ball. The mental part, the invisible part literally, and I truly mean literally, shapes the way the physical results are manifested. Richard Fillmore, the son of one of the founders of the university, Richard Fillmore, the son of one of the founders of the Unity Christian Church, was asked if this principle applies to the selling of real estate, and he responded, "If it works at all, it works anywhere." This is a universal principle. It does not work only on Sunday mornings or only for some people. This is a vital, alive factor of the universe that you are a part of, and that is a part of you. Any area of inquiry by any human being is a part of this process. What you can conceive of as a picture in your mind, you can create in the physical world, provided you do not let go of the picture. The more you know this, the more you will see it manifesting in your life. Aristotle said it this way, quote, "The soul never thinks without a picture." The soul never thinks without a picture. The soul never thinks. The soul never thinks without a picture. Ancient wisdom that applies today in your life. I'm going to say real quick here, that little stumble I did earlier in this paragraph kind of goes along with this topic because I wasn't focusing on the reading, I was thinking about something else. Now, so what you want to do when you're working on something is to pour yourself, to focus on that. Leave everything else wherever it belongs, the past, the future, whatever. And focus on what you're doing. And I'm going to do that with my mind. I'm going to focus my mind on this book. It doesn't really go along with picturing the book, but I'm going to picture what they're talking about and what Wayne Dyer's talking about in this book for this reading. And focus on that. And it'll be so much better that way. Then you learn more. When you're reading and you're focusing intently on what you're reading, you learn it better. You can figure out how it applies to your life better at the time and stuff like that. Back to the book. "The soul never thinks without a picture," is Aristotle's quote. Aristotle's got some great quotes. Aristotle's the man. The soul never thinks without a picture. Ancient wisdom that applies today in your life. In sales, the individuals who have their minds made up that they cannot consummate the deal will act on this invisible picture and proceed to sabotage the closing. Sentences such as, quote, "I've never been able to do this," or, quote, "I know I'm wasting my time," or, quote, "They are not really going to buy this from me," are all roadmaps etched within the consciousness leading to fulfillment of that very prophecy. If you shifted those sentences around to reflect your purpose of giving and serving that prospect, your mind would be repeating these kinds of inner sentences. Quote, "It's impossible for me to waste my time in helping another person." And, quote, they will receive the fruits of my loving intention. Or, quote, if anyone can do this thing well, then I too have that capacity. Or, quote, the intelligence that runs through others runs through me as well. The picturing process is the way to create a prosperity consciousness within your mind. No one can ever take that away from you. This is one of my favorites that I came up with. Everything that I want just comes to me. Think that. Feel that. Everything that I want just comes to me. Create that prophecy. Isn't that a great prophecy? Everything that I want just comes to me. 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 Isn't that great? Wouldn't that be great? Why don't you make that happen? Everything that I want just comes to me. Everything that I want just comes to me. Back to the book. Wayne Dyer saying, my wife and I are currently having our children take lessons from acknowledged masters in the art of meditating and learning to trust one's inner vision. We do this not to give them an advantage over others, but for the purpose of their knowing that they have something within them that no one can ever take from them, regardless of the material circumstances of their lives. They are learning very early that their peace and tranquility as human beings is dependent upon themselves, and that they have a special retreat within that is always available to them. Once they have learned how to enter that special kingdom, they will learn what the title of a favorite poem of mine means as they practice it in their daily lives. The following 5 stanzas are from this poem. Quote, my mind, every word is capitalized with a capital M, my, capital M, mind, to capital M, me, a capital K, kingdom, capital I, is. My mind, to me, a kingdom is. My mind, to me, a kingdom is the title of the poem. By the 16th century poet Sir Edward Dyer, a spiritual relative. Last name is the same as Wayne Dyer. How about that? No wonder he likes this poem so much. Okay, here's the poem. Insert. My mind, to me, a kingdom is. My and mind have capital M's. My mind, to me, a kingdom is. Such present joys therein I find, that it excels all other bliss that earth affords or grows by kind. Though much I want, which most would have, yet still my mind forbids to crave. No princely pomp, no wealthy store, no force to win the victory, no willy wit to salve a sore, no shape to feel a loving eye. To none of these I yield as thrall. For why? My mind doth serve for all. I see how plenty surfeits oft. I don't know what this word is. surfeits. Maybe I'll look it up later. I'm gonna look it up right now. Okay. I'm I'm going to look it up later. I see how plenty surfeits oft, surfeits, oft, and hasty climbers soon do fall. I see that those which are aloft, mishap doth threaten most of all. They get with toil, they keep with fear, such cares my mind could never bear. Content to live, this is my stay. I seek no more than my... Focus! Content to live, this is my stay. I seek no more than may suffice. I press to bear no haughty sway. Look, what I lack my mind supplies. Lo, thus I triumph like a king, content with that my mind doth bring. Some have too much, yet still do crave. I little have, and seek no more. They are but poor, though much they have, and I am rich with little store. They poor, I rich. They beg, I give. They lack, I leave. They pine, I live. That's the end of the inserted poem quote today. While the rhyme scheme may seem a bit outdated to those of you used to more modern poetry, the message is indeed provocative. All the luxuries of life bring with them attendant suffering, unless you know that within you is the kingdom of serenity that can create all of the prosperity that you could ever want. You can translate the message of this poem to every single form of human activity. Your mind is that kingdom, capable of creating any picture that it wants. And once you know that the picture you want is one of prosperity, that is what will be attracted to you based upon the actions that will flow. Flow is italicized. From those images. The actions that will flow from those images. Is he going to talk about flow some more? The flow was focused, a big focus of the last reading. Flow. With me, not Mihaly, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, the master of flow. Hey, look at it. I got my peace wizard on right now. His name's Merlin. I'm wearing Merlin, my peace wizard. See, it says he's my peace wizard. It says right there, peace wizard. What's up, Merlin? My peace wizard. And abundance. Peace and abundance wizard. Okay, back to the book. Two cooks in the kitchen follow the exact same recipe. Item for item, following each and every detail in precise order and using the same oven. One has a cake that is grand and delicious. The other experiences something quite the opposite, a flop. Why? Their minds picture what they want to create. One has a picture in mind of a positive outcome knows within that this is going to be a grand cake and sees the result in advance, even if it is on an unconscious level. The other has a completely different mindset, one of doubt and fear, and approaches the entire project from a scarcity image. Even though the second cook follows the recipe in exact detail, the cake is exactly what was predicted. Quote, "I am not good at this sort of thing, and I know this won't turn out." Sound like a fairy tale? It's impossible for different outcomes, you say, if both follow the same directions. I've witnessed this type of thing in my own life over and over. Somehow, I learned as a young boy that cooking and drawing were not my fortes, even when I followed the instructions exactly, such as in painting by numbers, filling in every number with the exact paint that was indicated. My painting would turn out like a disaster, and my brother Jim's would end up being framed and hung on the wall. Jim knew that he could produce a masterpiece. Wayne knew that his would be a disaster. However, Wayne knew how to master peace. He figured that out. Be a peace master. Be a peace wizard. Same paint, same brushes, same numbers, same everything, except the knowing and hence the result. This was true also of my cake baking episodes. I could follow the physical directions, but nothing could shake my mental picture, and my mental picture is what turned out to be the reality. Our beliefs are invisible ingredients in all of our activities. There's a magic in believing that transcends logic. Prosperity in all things, including money, flows from those pictures. Yes, I am saying that we can actually affect the physical world and all of the circumstances of our lives by the way we use our minds. Money and wealth can and will flow into your life when you follow the principles of prosperity consciousness. It works in athletics, selling, cooking, surgery, taxi driving, and even your own personal bank account. Your own personal bank account, you say. There's lots of money in my bank account. There's lots of money. I know there's lots of money in my bank account. My bank account's got $1 million in it. There's $1 million in my bank account. Right now. Boom. Is it there? Let me check my bank account. Let me see if I have $1 million. Most of us believe that money making is a game that is played with forces outside of ourselves. Forces such as the economy, the stock market, interest rates, the Fed, government policies, employment statistics, and the like. But as you move along the spiritual path and begin to get a taste of the power of your invisible self, you discover that money making is merely a game that you play with yourself. Creating money is just like creating anything else in your life. It involves not being attracted to it and not giving it power over your life in any way. Authentic power does not come to you from the acquisition of money, because without the money, you would then be powerless. Authentic power comes from your soul, that magical place that is always within you. Prosperity in the form of wealth works exactly the same as everything else. You will see it coming into your life when you are unattached to needing it. You will see it flowing into your life when you are in flow and giving of yourself in a prosperful manner. Giving of yourself. You will see it flowing into your life when you are in flow and giving of yourself in a purposeful manner. Giving of yourself in a purposeful manner. Giving of yourself in a purposeful manner. Prosperity in the form of wealth works exactly the same as everything else. You see it coming into your life when you are unattached to needing it. You will see it flowing into your life when you are in flow and giving of yourself in a purposeful manner. Money, like health, love, happiness, and all forms of miraculous happenings that you want to create for yourself, is the result of your living purposefully. Live on purpose. Live on purpose. Everything you do is contributing toward your purpose. Your purpose. Your purpose. Your big why. Your major definite purpose. The main thing you want to achieve before you die. Your purpose. What is your purpose? What's your big why? What's the main thing you want to achieve? What's the main thing you want to be before you die? What is your legacy? Your legacy is not what you do or what you leave. Your legacy is the energy that you are. The energy that you have become, that you leave behind for other people. The business can go away just like that. The business you built could go away just like that. The energy. Talking off the book here. The energy that you are, that you have become, is what lives on more than the business. The people you have inspired. The people you have inspired is what lives on more than whatever you created. The essence of who you are lives on more than what you are, whatever you created in the physical world. What kind of legacy do you want to leave? Back to the book. Money, like health, love, happiness, and all forms of miraculous happenings that you want to create for yourself, is a result of your living purposefully. It's not a goal unto yourself. If you chase after it, it will always elude you. You will never have enough, and you will suffer enormously as a result. There are examples everywhere of people who have large amounts of money, but are purposeless in their souls. Famous actors and actresses plagued by drug habits, committing suicide at what others thought of as the peak of their careers. Hotshot business people plagued by fear, racked with ulcers, and ending their lives because of business failures. Divorce rates among the very wealthy skyrocketing, along with painful courtroom squabbles over who gets what. Lottery winners plagued with alcoholism and ending up bankrupt or suicidal, even though they're in possession of unimaginable bank accounts. When wealth is the reason for your activities and the quality of your life is based on what you have accumulated compared with others, then prosperity is impossible. You will be at suffering. You will be back at suffering as your means of enlightenment. When you are on purpose, doing what you know you are here for, and forgetting about what will come into your life in the way of money and wealth. Then money and wealth arrive in your life in amounts sufficient to provide you with a life of prosperity. And this is real magic in action. I can say this because it has always worked for me. When I chased after money, I never had enough. When I got my life on purpose and focused on giving myself and everything that arrived into my life, then I was prosperous. When I focused on giving of myself and everything that arrived into my life, then I was prosperous. Giving whatever arrives in your life, you give it. Get more to give. Get more to give. Get more to give. Get more to give. Then I was prosperous. Prosperity is not the result of following a strict set of gimmicks and strategies. It's a mindset that is centered on your ability to manifest miracles. Whatever you have believed to be impossible, shift it around to create an inner prosperity picture. What follows are guidelines that you can use as you start to befriend your own miracle-making potential. Scarcity can go right out the window, replaced by the abundance that you once believed was only available for those lucky others. New heading: applying prosperity principles in your daily life. Paramahansa Yogananda put it in these words. I have his book right over here too. I'm going to go get it real quick. Autobiography of a Yogi. Oh. Come on, baby. It's wedged in here. Okay. A lot of people like Hindi. Like a lot of people consider this like a Hindi Bible, basically. A Hindi Bible. Autobiography of a Yogi. Paramahansa Yogananda. I discovered Paramahansa Yogananda. In Encinitas, California, where there's a big temple there that he created. Encinitas, California is one of my favorite places on earth. Autobiography of a Yogi is the name of his book. Self-Realization Fellowship, founded in 1920 by Paramahansa Yogananda. I went to some of their guided meditations in their temple. I went to a bunch of them, and I gotta tell you, mine are much better. mine are really good. My guided meditations are really good. Okay, back to the book. Applying prosperity principles in your daily life. Paramahansa Yogananda put it in these words. Insert. Possession of material riches without inner peace is like dying of thirst while bathing in a lake. If material poverty is to be avoided, spiritual poverty is to be abhorred. For it is spiritual poverty, not material lack, that lies at the core of all human suffering. Ooh. That's the end of the insert. To create a world of real magic for yourself, keep these words in mind. First and foremost, your objective is to create a kind of spiritual consciousness within yourself. Then allow the universe to take over in all of its perfection. Dot, italicized, disdain all disbelief. Disdain all disbelief with an exclamation mark. Disdain all disbelief. Work out a system within your mind that allows you to imagine yourself living a prosperous life with all the material things that are necessary. Send scarcity out of your mind and refuse to have those kinds of thoughts. When an old habitual scarcity thought begins to enter your consciousness, simply say, next. That's right. Simply say to yourself, next. And it will remind you that the old thought is now finished, and you are entering a new prosperous thought process. Using next as a magic word will remind you to get on with the magic of believing rather than the anguish of doubt. Commit to paper precisely what you would like to have appear in your physical life. By seeing it and reading it repeatedly, you will plant that thought more firmly in your mind, and you will begin to manifest that which you are imaging. I use this writing technique often, says Wayne Dyer, and I place the affirmation in a place that forces me to constantly read the words of the miracle I am in the process of manifesting. Dot, italicized. Keep a corner of your mind focused exclusively on your images of prosperity. Keep a corner of your mind focused exclusively on your images of prosperity. Go there often and use the power of your mind to sharpen your images of prosperity. Get down to specific details about what is there for you. Remind yourself that you deserve this corner of freedom that is uniquely your own and that no one can take from you. Don't think for a moment that you have to win the lottery or have some unusually lucky circumstance show up in order for you to have this miracle in your mind become your reality. Just stay with the picture or that real magic zone that you are creating. You will soon be acting upon those images as well as attracting prosperity to you. Here is another example of what I'm talking about, taken from a fabulous book called The Magic of Believing by Claude Bristol. Pretty sure I read that one. The Magic of Believing by Claude Bristol. The Magic of Believing by Claude Bristol. Insert. And this brings us to the law of suggestion, through which all forces operating within its limits are capable of producing phenomenal results. That is, it is the power of your own suggestion that starts the machinery into operation or causes the subconscious mind to begin its creative work. And right here is where the affirmations and repetitions play their part. It's the repetition of the same chant, the same incantations, the same affirmations that leads to belief. And once this belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. End quote. And I want to add here, I love that he included the word incantations, because you have to feel it. An incantation is like, it adds the magic. It makes it, it's like a magic spell. An incantation is a magic spell. And the reason why it's magic is because you have to feel it. I heard this originally from Peter Sage, my main mentor, Peter Sage, said it's an incantation when you feel it. Not just an affirmation. If you're just saying it over and over, it's not going to do anything. You have to actually feel it in your heart. You have to feel it in your heart for it to work. You have to feel it in your heart. Really feel it. I'm rich! I'm rich! I'm rich now! You know, feel it. Feel it. I have everything I want. Everything I want just comes to me. When you actually feel it, you don't have to say it over and over again. You can say it one time and then feel it. The feeling is the secret, Neville Goddard. The feeling is the secret, Neville Goddard. The feeling is the secret. You have to feel it. Words are powerful, labels, because they're like a thought. A thought is the beginning of everything. Words are the beginning, and then you have to feel it. The feeling after the thought or the words is what really makes things happen, good or bad. So feel what you want. Feel like what you want has already happened is the best way to do it. To manifest what you want, feel like it's already happened to you. Be thankful. Rejoice. Yay! I already got it. Yeah! Yes! Back to the book. Wayne Dyer says, I have seen this work with my children over and over again. They repeat verbally, I can do it. I can do it. When they previously experienced failure, I'm thinking of my daughter, Summer, balancing herself on my hands and falling time after time until she was urged to say those magic words out loud over and over. Then, after failing to balance herself 20 or 30 times, she suddenly experienced the real magic, saying over and over again, I can do it. I see myself standing on Daddy's hands. She had the power to make it happen. This is not fantasy. If it works any place, it can work every place. You must believe it. And have that real magic zone within you that never permits doubts to creep in. And where you endlessly repeat the affirmation, that will lead to belief. That will lead to miracles. Dot, italicized. Study the world of matter, of all material possessions at the subatomic level. Begin to note that everything material is nothing more than empty space when viewed from a closer perspective. See the folly of making that material world your master. Just like your thoughts. The material world is limitless. It's without beginning and end. Totally abundant and totally available to you. If you know what your true purpose here is. Remember, prosperity, like everything else, is experienced in your mind. If you are somehow able to think of yourself as prosperous, and no one or nothing outside of you can deter you from that belief, then in fact, your life is a miracle of prosperity. It's not in how much you have accumulated, unless that's what you choose to believe. The great irony here is that when you see yourself as prosperous, regardless of material possessions, and you act on that belief, then the material possessions will arrive in exactly perfect proportions for your well-being. Dot, italicized. Develop a trust in your intuitive inner voices. And I'm going to add with gratitude. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Develop a trust in your intuitive inner voices. It's been said that those who are classified as lucky are essentially those who go with their hunches rather than with what others have prescribed. If you feel a strong inner inclination to change jobs or locations, or to be around new people, or to try a particular investment, then place more trust in that hunch. This is your divine guidance encouraging you to take a risk, to ignore the ways of the herd, to be the unique individual that you are. Prosperity will be your experience of life, if that is how you begin to process life inside. It's inside that counts the most. This is the residence of your intuition, your guidance, your guiding invisible force that never leaves you. Learn to trust it and allow your physical body to travel the path that you are feeling within. My hunches have always guided me in my investments. I can honestly say that the only time I experienced a big loss financially was when I ignored my intuition and invested in, quote, guaranteed municipal bonds that were for the development of projects that I knew within me were inconsistent with my beliefs. I struggled with the decision. But since the yields were high and the bonds supposedly guaranteed, I went against my intuition. That decision cost me over $150,000 in defaulted bonds. My intuition told me to stay away from such projects and invest in only those things which I believed in strongly. But my lust for higher yields won out. It was a very powerful and costly lesson for me. I have since learned to go with what I am feeling inside, regardless of the advice I received from others about the wisdom of my choice. I only invest in what I feel to be proper and moral. And that feeling comes from going within and trusting the guidance that I receive. Some call it a silly investment method, but I trust totally in my intuition. And prosperity is the result. Dot, italicized. Work at replacing thoughts within you that reflect a scarcity consciousness. If you elect to constantly tell the world what is missing in your life and how you never get ahead, it's because you're in possession of an inner space that believes strongly in lacks. Those thoughts of scarcity include hardship, losing, difficulty, and so on. These may be the topics that you find yourself discussing and the ways in which you present yourself over and over to everyone you meet. You can replace these inner slogans that have come to be the logos that have come to be the logos of your life with new thoughts that include abundance, plenty, bountifulness, profit, ease, sustenance, and the like. When you see these thoughts as the way your universe is, and process your world in these ways, the words and concepts will be your way of presenting yourself. The secret that sits in the center of your being and, quote, knows is that silent, invisible soul that is yours to use as you like. You must begin to catch yourself when you are thinking in ways that subvert your own prosperity. You must monitor yourself all day long and be sure to catch each and every thought that involves a scarcity consciousness. You can transform those thoughts. if you are willing to become your own monitor, and then do nothing more than transform the thoughts. Eventually, you will begin to act on the new thoughts, just as you previously acted on the old ones to create your life circumstances. Italicized, develop a conviction in your heart that prosperity truly belongs to you. Develop a conviction in your heart that prosperity truly belongs to you. To think about prosperity is a great beginning. And you must make those thoughts that you are entitled to prosperity into actual beliefs. You must cultivate this kind of mental conviction if you are to manifest prosperity. This is your intention at work. It's the process of living through knowing, italicized, knowing. The process of living through knowing. It's in the knowing. The knowing. Merely wishing for it is not enough. Nothing will be truly in your life until you reach a conviction within you that it belongs there. While it may sound extreme to you, listen to these words of St. Mark 11:23-24. In terms of this divine principle, and see if you can grasp their significance for your own prosperity undertakings. Insert. Whosoever says to this mountain, be removed and be cast into the sea, and does not doubt in their heart, and believes that those things they say will come to pass, they will have whatever they say. Whatever things you ask, whenever you pray, believe that you receive them, and you will have them. And I want to add to that, believe that you are receiving them now, not will. You are receiving them now. They are speeding their way to you right now, and it will happen faster. Believe, know that whatever you want is speeding its way to you right now. And events will unfold in your life to make it happen. That's how the universe works. That's how whatever you want to call metaphysics, scientifically proven with the double slit experiment, works. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Whatever you're focusing on, whatever you know is what comes to you. That's why people like Max Planck, Niels Bohr, and Albert Einstein won Nobel Prizes on this stuff in the 1920s. What do you know? So I'm going to read this Bible quote exactly the way it is, word for word. And then I'm going to read it again the way I like it better. This is exactly how it is, word for word. Whosoever says to the mountain, quote, be removed and be cast into the sea, end quote. And this is italicized. Does not doubt in his heart, but believes that those things he says will come to pass. He will have whatever he says. Whatever things you ask, whenever you pray, believe that you receive them, and you will have them. Whosoever says to this mountain, be removed and be cast into the sea, and does not doubt in their heart, and believes that those things they say will come to pass, they will have whatever they say. Whatever things you ask, whenever you pray, believe that you receive them, and you will have them. Those are the words of miracles.
This is a reminder. Today I forgive everyone who has wronged me. I thank them for helping me become emotionally stronger, and I forgive myself for judging me. This is a reminder. Today I forgive everyone who has wronged me. I thank them for helping me become emotionally stronger, and I forgive myself for judging me.
Those are the words of miracles. Yet, in fact, these are the very stepping stones to your own prosperity and what you are capable of believing, knowing, and intending in your life. Italicized, trust in the divineness that you are. And that is the perfection of the universe. Is where I'll begin the next reading on page 169.
Happiness leads to success, not the other way around. Success comes from the progressive realization of worthy ideals and goals. Goals worth achieving take time. The more worthy the goal, the longer it will take to achieve. In order to achieve your goals, you must want them as much as the air that you breathe.
And
You must have
more
and faith.
than believe.
Your goals and desires
No.
are of as much abundance as the air
No.
you breathe. They are what keep you alive. Every day, every little decision that you make
Time to
must get you
rise.
closer to them and
Just
not
do it, just
farther
do it, just
away.
do it.
Apply your signature strengths
Success leaves
and appreciate
clues.
others' differences
The power
and
of
opinions, creating
Pop!
synergy.
Pop life! Welcome to the Pop
Your
Life.
failure rate
The power of
and learn from
positivity,
your mistakes
principles, perseverance,
to achieve
peace,
your goals
purpose.
and desires.
Coming soon. The
Stay in
Pop.life
your
coming soon.
flow while you're doing this.
Do what
When leisure
you
time
like.
gives you thrills,
Not work,
stimulating your
network.
brain.
Do what you like, go. Not
You
work,
get up and go.
not network,
When
not
the
work.
challenge meets the skills, and it's fun like a game. You're in your flow.
Feel your wish, then
Not
make it.
afraid, getting paid.
Just
doing you,
be
do today.
wow.
Cage blame.
Play those tools. Play life's
life's
game. Getting fulfillment when you unwind. Improving your skills and using your mind.
Improving your
You
skills,
better humankind.
using your mind.
Just do it, just do it, just do it.
Just do it, just do it.
Kind.
Building on what you
On
know.
what you
Just do
know.
it, just do it, just do it.
Helping many people go.
Other people.
This is a
Time after time.
Just do it, just do it, just do it.
To stay in your
Stay in
flow.
your flow.
Just be wow.
Real magic. Reading number
16.
Using your mind to manifest prosperity. You are now on a path of working toward reversing scarcity consciousness
This
to
is
one
a
of
reminder.
prosperity.
When I include God in my